Hi, and welcome back to Ireland. I'm Patrick, a travel writer since 2006, and today I'm taking a ferry to France, one of my favourite ways to travel.
How are you keeping? I'm sorry? I'm with Stena to Cherbourg. It is, yeah. I wasn't sure I was in the right spot at all, but sure, with the works that are going on, you know. Yeah.
We're forgiving people if they do it wrong.
Oh yeah, there you go. Good. So lane 5 just here. Brilliant. Thanks a million. Have a good one. Hello. So I've just arrived here at Rosslare Harbour. Oh gosh. And I got checked in. It's very slightly confusing because there's loads of works that are going on here at the port. So I've just been given this kind of package of stuff. So I need to put this sign, which says Cherbourg to Rosslare, confusingly, but it is blue, onto my mirror. That's kind of shoved on there, but it should work okay. So a couple of other tiny things. First is my key card for my cabin. I'll talk more about that in a little while. And then I've been given, I don't know what this is. Oh, it says, this one appears to just be a barcode with the number 5 written on it, and I'm in lane 5, so I guess that's why that is there. And I'm a member of the Stena Line Extra Loyalty Club. Honestly, I've never really gotten anything out of it for like collecting points. And they give you this so that you can collect more points when you're actually on the ship. If you buy drinks, if you buy food, if you buy something in the shop, you get extra points. So, okay, so that's the 4 things that they gave me. All they did back there was to check me in, check my passport, and send me to a lane. It's very straightforward, really. The car hasn't been checked yet for security purposes or customs, so I guess they start doing that at some point. I'm here super early. It's about 2.5 hours before the ship departs, but I have to say I prefer to be early. So here we are. Okay. There's people arriving. I passed those people in their caravan earlier. They've got a broken window. Lord bless them. So I'm not sure if I can actually go into the terminal from here, so let's find out. I had to show my boarding pass there and some ID before I'd be allowed into the terminal building. Got a handy rubbish bin there. It must be driving them absolutely insane to listen to this work all day.
The terminal building is fairly quiet this early before sailing. There's information desks for the 4 passenger ferry companies operating from Rosslare: DFDS, Brittany Ferries, Irish Ferries and Stena Line. I've heard you can get outside to see the beach and the sea, so let's start there. What I didn't realise is that this is the pick-up point for the local link into Rosslare, and also the drop-off or pick-up point for bus Éireann and other services.
Roughly 340 nautical miles in that direction lies the port of Cherbourg in France. The busiest and cheapest route between Ireland and France used to be the so-called land bridge from Ireland through the UK to France. Since Brexit, the increase in customs checks and other delays has caused a bit of a boom in direct Ireland to France ferries from here in Rosslare and Dublin. According to the Rosslare port authorities, the number of sailings has jumped 5-fold since Brexit. The growth in capacity has brought 3 times more freight and twice the number of passengers on these routes, a boost for both Irish and French tourism figures. Today I'm travelling with Stena Line from here in Rosslare to Cherbourg. Now, I've taken Stena many times before, and if you've been following this channel for a while, you'll have seen me go from Harwich to the Hook of Holland and Cairnryan to Belfast. In this video, we'll take a look at check-in and boarding, a 4-berth cabin with windows, the food, drink and entertainment on board, and get out on deck as we wave goodbye to Ireland as we set sail for France later this evening. In the meantime, let's have a little look inside the terminal building.
For facilities, there's an information desk, a well-stocked set of vending machines, and the promised cafe is in fact a coffee machine. Oh well.
One thing I wish that I'd known is that right here outside the terminal building is a postbox. You can tell this is an old one because it still has a royal cipher on it. I think that says ER, then 7. That would be Edward the 7th. And if that's the case, that's probably quite an old one. All right, I'm going to head back to the car and wait for the next little while. Thanks a million, how are you? Thanks a lot, I appreciate your help.
Right. Welcome.
So all of that happened very quickly. I was sitting reading about how to switch off the alarm in my car so it doesn't go off while I'm on the ferry, and suddenly the car in front of me took off. So we're on board, I'm going to head in now and go straight to the cabin. So stay with me for that. Okay, off we go. That's pretty tight, isn't it? Luckily, I'm thin enough to make my way through.
Yeah, everybody's saying the same thing.
Yeah, just about. Okay. Let's try and find deck 8.
The stairs up from the car deck arrive at deck 7, and my cabin is on deck 8.
8110. I've carried a very heavy bag up those stairs. My first impressions, nowhere near as nice as Irish ferries for a very similar price. And I'll tell you why.
We would like to take a few minutes of your time to tell you about the wide range of services and facilities you will find on board today. On deck 8, we have our retail outlet offering a wide range of confectionery,
I'm on deck 8.
gifts, toys, skincare, and
Skincare.
fragrances on special
What are you
offers.
trying to say?
Why not treat yourself today to a relaxing
Feel I should treat myself.
experience?
I repeat, license plate K133.
It's not me. Okay, let's have a little look around this 4-berth cabin with window. This is the window in question. It's fine. Right now it looks a little bit dim because it's 7 p.m. and this ferry leaves at 8. So we're on board an hour in advance, which is quite nice. If you've seen my trip on Irish ferries, you'll know that I quite liked the 4-berth cabin with a window there. It's a little bit more luxurious than this one. This is clean. I would say it's got more of a vibe of a hospital. And it looks like it's been around a few corners. This is Stena Vision. All right, let's have a look. You can see that they've set this up for 2 people, so I didn't particularly need 2 beds, but look, it's absolutely fine. The 2 upper berths are tucked away here, which is great. That gives me a bit more of a feeling of space. Whenever you book as a solo driver like I am, you get to choose from either a 2 or a 4 berth. There's very, very few 2 berths that you can book. They're a little bit cheaper usually. And so I get a 4 berth all to myself. It's not like the old days where you booked a bed and some randomer could show up to sleep in the other bed. That did used to happen. The sheets seem okay. There's a small duvet and 1 towel per person. I don't think we're expecting this to be super luxurious, but you know what? It's absolutely fine. 1 ickle pillow. I'm going to be taking that one and adding it to my pile. What other facilities are there here? Well, these light switches operate the main lights. This is, I think, for the volume of the tannoy. But then what's that for? I do not know. Is there a plug socket? No. On Irish ferries there was one underneath the little table, but here there isn't one.
Okay. No phone charging happening in that area then. Do you see what I mean? It's a little bit kind of scuffed and used. That's probably pretty normal on a ship of this age. There's a small desk, but entertainingly, no seat to sit at. So much for me spending the day working tomorrow. The reason I care about having a little seat is that this trip departs at 8 p.m. tonight and arrives at 2 p.m. tomorrow into Cherbourg. So that means that I've got, a whole morning when I could be doing something else or like work. Maybe it'll force me to stop working a little bit, which is probably quite sensible. So a small desk with no seat. Here are the plug sockets. So there's a British one here and then a European style one here. That's okay by me. Some coat hooks up here. And there's a small TV. It seems rather precarious on its perch. It appears to have, it just appeared to have some channels, which is one up on Irish Ferries. They didn't have any functioning channels other than like their marketing channel. So that's good to know. There's a free magazine in this little rack, plus some information about Cherbourg. All my trash, including snacks. Any more plug sockets under here? Nope. So we can control the temperature from here. It's quite warm on board, so I'm going to put that down a little bit. The little ladder is here for getting up and down onto the bunk beds. Obviously we don't need that. And then in here is the bathroom. Now you'll note that there is no light switch. It is motion activated in here. There we go. You've got an extremely yellow light. So the bathroom is slightly nicer than the rest of the room. It looks like the bathroom might have been updated more recently. You've got a sink. Excellent water pressure. A place for you to put your tooth mug, but no tooth mugs, which is super strange. There is just a plastic bag in lieu of there being a bin. Some toilet roll. A toilet, as you might imagine. Quite a jaunty shower curtain of the kind that clings to your thighs. And then the shower. That all seems very functional. If I bear in mind that this is a ferry and not a cruise liner, then the fact that you're getting something that's functional and clean is absolutely what you pay for. I think if you've taken Irish ferries on the route to France, you'll feel a little bit spoiled in comparison to this particular room because it has a few extras. A stool to sit on, a plug socket beside your bed so you can charge your phone. Then on the other hand, Stena promises that you get free Wi-Fi on board for the entirety of your trip. And that's something that most other ferry companies don't provide. So we'll test that out. The internet on board is called Internet at Sea, intuitively. So let's click that and see what we get. I think the free version might be quite limited. €4, send emails, browse the web, video chat, stream videos, connect to VPN. That's actually quite good value. Or for €0, send messages and browse the web. I think I'm going to spend €4. Or perhaps we'll start with the free version and see how we go. Okay, so you can upgrade later, which is good to know. Okay, it's getting like a half a meg on this particular test. And that's fine for like sending texts via WhatsApp. Oh, it's up to 1. Oh, that was upload was 1 meg, sorry. I want to do a little bit of browsing about my route tomorrow. I'm driving southwest towards La Rochelle and if I can do that without having to pay the extra, that's fine. Or I'll just pay the €4, that's not very much money, and get a faster service. So I'm pretty happy with my room. Let's talk about price. So for a car with 1 driver, here is the total that I paid. And this was the portion that was for the cabin. That price isn't too bad for a one-way trip. Let's get out on deck. Oops. These are the inner cabins. So these are all cabins back where I'm staying. I'm in 8110, which is back here. So on this deck, there's shopping. So let's go up a little bit and see if we can get outside. Looks like deck 10 would work. Okay, here we go.
This looks like the right spot. I'm not getting the impression that this ship is particularly busy. Maybe it is, we'll find out when we look at maybe the restaurant or the bars. But certainly out on deck, I might be the only person here. As far as I can tell, this is the only ship that's going out tonight. There's one leaving in the morning, but it's not until 9 a.m, I think. I wonder, is that the ferry to Fishguard? Isn't there a ferry from Rosslare to Fishguard? I'll look that up. Stena Europe. One thing is certainly true. The port here at Rosslare is absolutely hopping. It used to be kind of super small. The last time I came through here, it was quite small, but they clearly had big plans. And this probably is the consequence of the UK leaving the EU. More people are coming through this particular port to get direct to France. It saves all the kind of customs hassle. All right, let's see if everybody's hiding out in the bar. Oh, I can't go down that way. Fair enough. Let's go this way. Oh, good. We're open on this side. It looks like it might be breaking and entering. So that was deck 10. So I was up on deck 11 then. Maybe deck 9 is where it's all happening. So over there is the truckers' lounge. It's where I guess the truckers can get something to eat and a beverage. This is the area for kids to play, called Happy World. Oh, something back there called Teen Time and the Nordic Spa, which Stena really pushes in lots of its ships. It's supposed to be quite good. Oh. Okay, these are the choices. Most things are $17.50. Meatballs, chicken, but there are some vegan options, which is nice. I spoke to the very, very charming lady at the bar behind me and asked, is it quiet as I think? And she said, yes, well, look, Wednesdays are quiet anyway. Right now, this is the only bar that's open, and this is the only restaurant that's open. So this is doing breakfast tomorrow morning, for example, and lunch. And right now, obviously, doing dinner. I came to get some hot water so I can make myself some tea. She was very generous to give me hot water. So down here, there's normally the Sky Bar and another place to eat, but as you can see, it's closed. These will be open over the summer. Actually, this looks quite nice. I like the seats. So this is the other restaurant, which is currently shut. The fact that this ferry leaves at 8 p.m. means that the majority of people will have had a snack maybe before they left home or something in their car or van before they got on board. So there's one restaurant, one bar just now. That's fine for me. But in the summer, it's good to know that they've got additional capacity. There's a slightly eerie feeling about being on this ship when it's so quiet. You saw that the bar and restaurant were both like super quiet for a ship of this size. This is definitely the quietest ship I've been on in quite some time. Incidentally, if you head over to my website, thisisplanetpatrick.com, you'll get complete guides not only to this particular ship, but to all of the ferries and cruises that I've taken. Check it out.
Loading is not completed. I want to inform you that due to a technical issue to one of our hydraulic door, we will be delayed of another half an hour. I will keep you updated, thank you. The weather for the crossing is not too bad. However, we shall use our stabilizer and weather route to make the journey as comfortable as possible for you.
At the assembly station, our crew members will tell you what to do next.
It's raining. Il pleut. I'm still the only person out on board. I'm sheltering underneath this lifeboat. But at last, I think we're just about departing. It's almost imperceptible, but we're moving. So as you heard the captain say, we're going to be delayed by an hour getting into Cherbourg. I'd rather, depart safely and with whatever technical problem. I think one of the hydraulic doors needed to be fixed. I'd rather all that be fixed and, just take the delay on the other end. I have a 5-hour drive and I'd hope to sort of get underway as quickly as possible, but what can a man do?
We inform you that our taste restaurant, located on deck 9, will be closed in 30 minutes.
I think after that damp and diesely departure, there's a lot of smoke coming out of the funnel as we speak. But it's time to head down to the cabin and curl up with a good book at night.
Good morning. Oh, it looks like a nice day. Good morning. As soon as we left the port of Rosslare last night, it was super rough very quickly. After doing a couple of cruises last year, I found the best way to manage that is to simply lie down. And so I got a really good sleep. There's the usual bumps and noises in the night from travelling on a ship, but apart from those, I managed to get a reasonable sleep. Not that my eyes are telling the story. All right, it's time to go and enjoy some nice breakfast. There's a good range of breakfast options, but the pull of my last Irish breakfast before a couple of months in France is strong. I've chosen a latte from the coffee machine, but there's a number of choices here too. And plenty of friendly staff on hand if you need help. It tastes really good. Well, here's a hot tip if you're coming for breakfast on board the Stena Vision. Instead of paying €22.50 for the big breakfast, why not get the BAP, which is filled with bacon, sausage and egg, as well as a large BAP, for just a little more than €8. It makes perfect sense to me. I was going to try and get outside for a breath of fresh air after such a stodgy breakfast. All the doors are blocked off. So it's 9:30. Because of the delay, we're not getting in until 3 p.m. So I've got a few hours to kill. I was sitting in my room with no chair to sit at the desk and sitting on the bed again, and I thought this is probably not the best thing to do. Maybe come upstairs and find a place to work, which is what's going on. If you're not already a member of my fabulous Facebook community, that's something you can join. There's a link in the description below. 2 things struck me overnight. I was saying yesterday that the traffic on this route is way up, but then at the same time, there's very few people on this ship. You might expect it to be a little bit busier, but I think what's happening here is that there's more freight on board. The truckers' lounge that I walked past earlier seemed to be super busy, but there's not so many passengers yet. I think in the summer, this will get much, much busier. The second thing I'll say is that this is a basic Betty ship. Everything's clean. I have everything that I need in my room, but there's not a hook to hang up your towel on in the bathroom. There is one to hang up your coat, so that's something. The bed was comfortable, I slept fine, I had enough bedding, so all of my needs are met, but there's no sense of luxury about it. And for a 17-hour trip like this, maybe that's just fine, as long as you're getting value on the fare. That's where it would really bite. If I was paying the same for this ferry as for a more luxurious ferry, I'd pick the more luxurious ferry. And so when it comes to you making your booking, check carefully the difference between the ferry companies and what they offer. And if you've any doubts, have a look at my Irish Ferries video. It's from a couple of years ago, but you'll see what the rooms look like and see the difference between the two.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? This is a school group announcement. Passengers with vehicles parked on car deck 3 and passengers in our pet-friendly cabins with vehicles parked on car deck 3 may now go to the car decks.
I don't know what car deck I'm on. I think 5.
Passengers with vehicles parked on car deck 5 and foot passengers, kindly wait for further instructions.
Holy Mary, Mother of God.
Passengers.
I just had to get out of my room. I'm a deck 5 person, so.
Okay.
Just wait around here until it's cold. Okay, thanks.
I repeat, passengers with vehicles parked on car deck 5 and passengers in our pet-friendly cabins with vehicles parked on car deck 5 may now go to the car decks. Je répète, tous les passagers avec des véhicules automobiles et passagers avec des aliments de compagnie donnés.
So I'm now in the car, which is good, but we've managed to accrue a 2-hour delay. And I mean, it's still going to take time to get off the actual ferry and go through passport control. I have to say, this has felt the most disorganized ferry trip that I've been on in a while. I'm sure there was nothing that they could do to avoid the delay. But I think it's reasonable to say, have some better communication, Stena, so that you're not guiding people to be like, oh, we're going to be off by 3 o'clock. And then it's like, well, we're already past 4. So anyway, what can you do? Here we are. Let's hope that this bit goes a little bit faster. At long last, here we go.
I'm laughing as I edit this because clearly I was getting very grumpy with the delay.
Bonjour.
C'est bon, on les fait passer là. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Eh mais tu le fais pas. Bon, bah, c'est bon. Mais non, mais je peux le faire. Les Irlandais, enfin les.
Merci à vous.
C'est bon, ça, on les passe plus.
Au revoir.
If you stayed with me right to the end of this video, thank you very much indeed. About 60% of my viewers are not yet subscribers, so of course I'd be thrilled if you would consider becoming a subscriber. Every little bit helps a small channel like mine to grow. Until the next episode of Planet Patrick, take care, bye bye.